So this is another video that you could go on actually for hours about, because the complexity yet again. I mean, when you look at the history of motor racing and then rallying and all the rest of it, etc., then the onset of TV series like Top Gear and so many others on the theme in this pursuit of horsepower and to make cars, road cars, more like rally cars in so many ways and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, even with all the technological changes, primarily there was no changes of speed limits, yeah? And then add to that the state of, for example, Britain's roads. It's an absolute disgrace. It truly is. And all these, oh, just to keep people safe, speed bumps? Well, the countless, well, they just got 4x4s, many of them. The Chelsea tractors, the whatever, because the air suspension can so much better take all those speed bumps as opposed to your average car. The car owned by Joe Bloggs. It's a complex subject, and I'm not giving it justice, obviously. But, you also add to that lowering speed limits, yeah? So people whose employment involves travel and being able to get to X amount of destination, especially deliveries or seeing clients, customers, whatever, blah, 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 or road haulage, getting goods from A to B. I'll absolutely say again, I'm not doing this justice. But, and you look at infotainments, right? Many modern cars now, yeah, you have to go into these infotainments just to change fan speeds. Some car manufacturers have backtracked on that of recent, but it's the really premium models by and large, yeah? The amount of infotainment shenanigans, which is, I would say, downright dangerous, but they get away with it because they say, but it's integrated into the vehicle, as if, well, just throw common sense to the side here. We've said it's integrated into the car, therefore it's fine. As long as it's not a phone in your hand or that you're doing a text. Think about this. I absolutely agree. How distractive when you're not looking at the road ahead is texting somebody while you're driving. Anywhere. Absolutely agree with that. But look at those infotainments. Aren't they taking your attention away from the road ahead? And as they keep lowering the speed limits, it's been proven since 2011 that more people are focused on looking at their speedo than actually looking at the road ahead, and in a lower gear, which causes, if you believe any of this pish, more emissions. And why did we get here? This, as just one example. Now beware the eye in the sky. AI traffic copies being used on roads in East Yorkshire and Northern Lincolnshire to catch drivers using phones and not wearing seatbelts. And remember, they'll be classed as crimes, revenue generation, all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. And let's face it, how many politicians have said, by all means necessary, we will discourage people from driving. Yeah? And go back to, because that's not all that they do. And remember, these are all mobile. They can change the wherever they are and just bang, 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 bang. Although I would add to that the technology is already on many gantries over roads and at sides of the roads and has been for years. It was more about the AI software catching up with it. Meanwhile, how many unsolved crimes when it comes to theft? Yeah, muggings. Yeah, so many other things you could, housebreakings, assaults, murders, you name it. But solve crime and it's cha-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I'll go back to lowering speed limits. So many more areas. You're suppressed because your time's expanded because you're having to go so slow. Yeah? And so any opportunity where you're out with that, you're going to try and make up speed. Well, they're here for you. This Australian company. Anytime, anywhere, anytime, approach to enforce and discourage dangerous speeding behaviour. So you put more and more people under more and more pressure over time to try and make up time out with areas like this. Meanwhile, infotainments are fine. The state of British roads are fine. Yeah. Oh, and car radar safety. Any of you out there jogging along the sides of roads, you may want to be thinking about how many radars you're being exposed to as you're jogging along the side of that road in the pavement. And it's all to keep you safe. What is that exposure doing to you over time? Well, there was data somewhere about German car companies that were in car plants when there were the very workers involved with testing these things in the fronts of the vehicles were lowered sperm counts. They were affected physically by this. Remember, apparently the reason why we found out about microwave ovens was some stupid bastard in front of a Doppler radar getting his intestines cooked. Of course, that's apparently a myth now, so blah, blah, blah. It's a complex subject. I think we'll agree. But the level of this, well, making out like bandits, because we are the marks, remember, when it comes to business, while masquerading as the righteous. Seriously. And I'll speak to you soon.